All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Definitely.
Today, we are tackling e-commerce.
Ooh, fun.
Specifically, we are going to figure out how to choose a profitable niche for an online store.
Yeah, big question.
Yeah, big question.
Yeah.
And for this deep dive, we're going to be pulling from a guide called How to Choose a Niche for Your E-commerce Store.
Catchy.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is pretty important, right?
It is, yeah. This is huge if you're thinking about jumping into the world of e-commerce. I mean, this is one of the first things you should be thinking about. Everyone's trying to sell something online these days, right?
It's crowded.
It's so crowded. And a well-defined niche, that can be the thing that sets you apart.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. This guide, it's not just some vague theory. It gets down to brass tacks. It's got actionable steps, real-world examples. That's the stuff that gets you thinking, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
So first things first, what exactly is a niche?
Right. Like, what are we even talking about?
Yeah, it seems like one of those words everyone uses, but no one really knows.
Yeah, it's definitely more than just like picking a random product and hoping for the best.
Right.
The way the guide breaks it down, there's kind of 3 ways to define a niche.
3 ways.
Yeah. 1, like the specific type of product you're going to offer.
Okay.
2, the particular audience you're trying to reach.
Gotcha.
And then 3, like the lifestyle or values that your brand is all about, you know?
Ooh, I like that, the lifestyle and value. So
Right.
like one example could be, someone's really into fitness
Right.
and they decide to sell like gym accessories.
Yeah. There you go.
So it's like it kind of hits both of those first two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You've got the product, gym accessories, and you know who your audience is, fitness enthusiasts.
And maybe you are one, so you really know.
Oh, for sure.
What about for that third one, the lifestyle and values?
Okay, so let's say sustainability is your jam.
Okay.
So you create a brand around eco-friendly products, things that are good for the planet.
Oh, like reusable water bottles.
Oh, exactly.
Tote bags, bamboo toothbrushes, all that.
Yep, and you're appealing to people who share that value, who want to make conscious choices.
Totally. But I guess, why even go niche at all?
Yeah, good question.
Isn't it always better to have, like, the widest possible audience?
Well, you'd think so, right? More people, more sales.
Yeah.
But actually, that's not always the case. The guide really lays out why focusing in on a specific niche can be way more powerful.
Interesting. Okay.
Remember last week when we talked about that pet product store?
Yeah, the one with the crazy high profit margin.
Exactly. They were killing it because they found their niche. They were like the place to get organic, locally sourced dog treats.
Right.
They weren't trying to be everything to every pet owner.
And it paid off.
Big time.
No.
They were actually charging higher prices than their competitors because they had something unique to offer.
That's wild. So you're telling me less competition means you can actually make more money.
Exactly. You become the go-to for your niche, and people are willing to pay a premium for that. It's like supply and demand, right?
Okay, so that's one reason to go niche. What else does the guide talk about?
Okay, well, think about it this way. When you're catering to a specific audience, you build a much deeper connection with them. You're not just selling them a product, you're offering a solution that's tailored to their specific needs, their interests.
And so it's more personal.
Much more. And that leads to brand loyalty, repeat customers, and even better, word-of-mouth marketing.
Oh, yeah. When you find a product you love, you can't stop talking about it.
Exactly. Think about it. Are you more likely to rave about a generic pair of shoes or a pair that's like perfectly designed for your foot type and your running style?
Oh, definitely the perfect pair.
Right. It's that feeling of, this was made for me. That's the power of niche marketing.
I'm sold. So less competition, stronger customer relationships. What else?
Oh, and then there's marketing. Getting the word out about your amazing product.
Right.
When you know exactly who you're talking to, your marketing becomes so much more effective. You can speak directly to their needs, their desires, even their pain points.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like you're not just shouting into the void hoping someone hears you.
Exactly. You're having a targeted conversation with the people who are most likely to be interested in what you have to offer.
Okay, I'm convinced niche is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we actually find this perfect niche? Where do we even start?
All right, well, the guide has some really cool steps for this. And it all starts with, looking inward.
Ooh, deep.
Right. It's about tapping into what you're passionate about.
Yeah.
What are your interests, your unique skills? What knowledge do you have that you could share with the world?
Okay, so let's say Hypothetically, someone is really good at baking.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
They love experimenting with different flavors, coming up with new recipes.
Sounds delicious.
Maybe their niche could be something like gourmet spice blends or artisanal baking kits.
Perfect example. You're taking something you're passionate about and turning it into a business.
And that passion is going to show, right?
Totally. It'll shine through in everything you do, from the
Sure.
quality of your products to the way you market them.
And people can feel that,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Authenticity is huge these days. People can spot a fake a mile away.
That's so true.
But passion alone isn't enough.
Right. You got to make sure people actually want what you're selling.
Exactly. We got to make sure there's an actual market for our brilliant idea.
Okay, so how do we do that? How do we, check if people are actually interested in what we're offering?
The guide suggests a few really handy tools. One of them is Google Trends.
Google Trends. Okay.
Yeah, you can literally type in keywords related to your product or your niche and see how often people are searching for that stuff.
So, if I was really into making, I don't know, squirrel sweaters,
Girl sweaters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see if there's, a spike in searches around the holidays.
Exactly. You could see if people are actually looking for squirrel sweaters. And if the interest is going up over time, that's a good sign.
That's amazing. You can, predict the future of squirrel sweaters.
Pretty much. It's a powerful tool. And then there's also Amazon's bestsellers list.
Oh, yeah.
That shows you what's hot right now in different categories, so you can get a sense of what's already selling well.
Makes sense.
And then for even deeper intel, there are keyword research tools like Ahrefs and Ubersuggest.
Ooh, fancy.
A little bit, yeah. But they're super helpful. They show you the search volume for specific keywords and how competitive those keywords are.
So you know if it's even worth trying to rank for those keywords.
Exactly. You don't want to waste time and energy on something that's going to be super hard to rank for.
All right, so let's say we've got our passion project. Google Trends says people are into it. What's next?
Okay, now we got to put on our detective hats and do some competitive analysis.
Oh, I like this part.
Right. It's time to scope out the competition, see who else is selling in your space, what are they doing well, what could they be doing better.
It's like e-commerce espionage.
Totally. And the guide suggests starting simple.
Okay.
Just do some Google searches, look at the websites and social media pages of your potential competitors,
Okay.
check out their pricing, see how they're marketing their products, what kind of content they're creating.
And there are tools that can help with this, right? To get even more data.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Tools like SimilarWeb can give you some serious insights.
SimilarWeb. Okay.
Yeah, you can see how much traffic their websites are getting, where that traffic's coming from, how long people are staying on the site.
So you can see what's working for them and what's not.
Exactly. You can learn a ton just by observing your competition.
This is so interesting. Okay, so we've gathered all this intel, but here's the thing. We don't want to just copy the competition,
Of
right?
course not. We want to be better.
We want to find those gaps, those opportunities that they're missing.
Exactly. That's how you become a market innovator. That's how you stand out from the crowd.
So how do we do that?
The guide has some really inspiring examples, like maybe there's an underserved demographic that no one's really paying attention to,
Ooh, like what?
like plus-size activewear. There's a huge demand for stylish and functional workout clothes for plus-size women, but a lot of brands are still ignoring that market.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Or maybe you can improve on an existing product, like take something that's traditionally made with harsh chemicals and offer an eco-friendly version.
Oh, that's smart.
Right. You're appealing to people who care about the environment and their health.
I like that.
It's all about finding that unique angle that sets you apart.
There was one concept in the guide that I thought was interesting. It was called affordable luxury.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
What exactly does that mean?
It's basically about giving people a high-end experience without the crazy high price tag.
Oh, I like that.
Right. So think of like a beautifully designed, ethically sourced candle, but it's a fraction of the price of what you'd pay at like a fancy boutique.
I get it. So it's still luxurious, but it's accessible.
Exactly. It's about making luxury feel attainable.
Okay, I'm getting so many ideas. But before I go off and start my squirrel sweater empire, there's one thing we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, the bottom line.
Profitability.
Right. We want to make sure there's actually room to make money in our niche.
For sure.
The guide walks you through how to calculate your costs, including things like product sourcing, shipping, packaging, marketing. You got to factor all of that in.
Okay.
And then you compare your potential pricing to the competition.
I'm sure you're not pricing yourself out of the market.
Exactly. You want to find that spot where you can make a profit without scaring away customers?
Right. And this is where niche selection can really pay off, right?
Oh, absolutely. When you're the go-to for a specific product or audience, you often have more flexibility with pricing. People are willing to pay a premium for that expertise.
Just like those organic dog treats.
Exactly. You're not just competing on price anymore, you're competing on value.
Okay, I have to mention one thing from the guide that I thought was super helpful.
Oh, yeah.
They had this awesome table that listed a ton of example niches. It was like everything you could possibly think of.
It's a great starting point.
Yeah, there was fitness, pets, sustainable living, home decor, tech gadgets,
So many possibilities.
even vintage clothing. And yes, squirrel sweaters made the list.
There you go. Proof that there's a niche for everything.
So before we wrap up, any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
I think the most important thing is to remember that choosing a niche is not just a random step. It's the foundation of your entire e-commerce business. It can determine your profitability, your marketing strategy, and ultimately, your success.
Yeah, finding that sweet spot where your passion, market demand, and profitability all align, that's the key.
Exactly. And as you're brainstorming those niche ideas, I want you to ask yourself one question.
Okay, hit me.
What unique value can I bring to this space?
Ooh, that's good.
It's not just about what you sell, it's about how you sell it. What's your story? What makes your brand different?
That's where the real magic happens, right?
Absolutely. That's how you create a brand that people connect with, a brand they believe in.
Awesome. This has been so insightful. Thank you for taking us on this deep dive.
Of course, it was my pleasure.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some squirrel sweaters to design.
Good luck with that.
All right, we'll see you all next time.
See you later.
Bye.